What's up, everybody? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan. Justin, free agency's in the full swing, bro. Got a couple free agency moves. We got the first exciting 7-team trade, the most exciting trade in history. Obviously being sarcastic, but it is still history. A quote unquote big coaching change. In terms of dollar amount, it is a really big deal, but we obviously going to give our own reactions to that. And, obviously just general stuff of guys moving around, new re-signs, everything that's going on in free agency. Where do you want to start, though, Justin? Because obviously there's a lot of moves, some much more important than others, bigger stars, smaller names. What do you want to start with?
Let's start in the Western Conference.
Okay, you want to go by conference?
Yeah.
All right.
We can start with the Rockets.
You want to start off with the Rockets. All right. Who do you want to start off with first?
Well, the Kevin Durant shit we talked about
Of course.
weeks ago. I guess the big move was first they started off with the Jabari Smith extension, and then stealing Dorian Finney-Smith from the Lakers. That was a big time move. That was something that a lot of us didn't see coming. And with that pickup, I'm like, oh shit.
What was a bigger stab, that or the next name you bought a name that they got? In terms of a stab to the Lakers.
Oh, Clint Capella? Yeah, that was a stab too. And it was funny because, they didn't even really need Clint Capella, but they was just like, fuck it.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, fuck everybody else. So they made the moves, man. I'm looking at this team as a top 3 Western Conference team. They're stacked. They're deep. And they've made the big time upgrades around their core. So they're gonna look like a pretty good team this upcoming season. I'm interested to see how they're gonna do that big man lineup. There's no shot they play Steven Adams and Capella at the same time. I don't see that happening, but just a lot of depth from every single position outside of the point guard spot. But having that many wings you can never have too much of, and that big man depth is important too. But they made some pretty good moves.
The only thing that I'm really hoping doesn't happen with Clint Capella is, when guys pick up a player just to make sure, a rival doesn't get them. I'm just hoping this isn't like a rehash of Al Horford to the Sixers.
Oh, yeah.
He was, the Sixers killer on the Celtics. It's a big problem for Embiid. They brought him in, of course, to be a help, but also to be like, you know what? You're a problem for us, so we might as well just add you to the team so that you're not impeding Embiid. It just didn't work out. Yeah. So we'll see how that works out. Clint Capella is obviously gonna, not be the guy out there as like the starter, but I think he could provide valuable role player minutes, and that they do have a surplus of bigs, which at this point in time, I feel like we're seeing a change in the league already. We went from, bigs being important. They're starting to get a little bit phased out. And now we're seeing like a return of double big lineups. Like bigs were phased out completely. You'd have one center, 4 out. You'd have a small forward playing the 4. Now we're bringing back the double bigs. And I like it, to be honest with you.
I love it.
Yeah, so that double big lineup is going to be a good thing. I know you said top 3 in the West. Solidified? Or you're saying they're going to be in like that mix?
I think they should be both, like solidified and in the mix for that top 3.
If you had to pick one, though, like you stamping them top 3.
As of right now, I would stamp them top 3.
Who's the top 3 then? We know OKC.
I would say OKC, Denver, Houston.
Who's 4th?
Just off the top of my head right now, I guess
T-Wolves, Lakers.
I would say
Mavs.
I would say maybe either Clippers or T-Wolves.
So you don't think I feel like those guys are closer to the Rockets and the Rockets are to the top 2.
I'm just saying it in terms of like there was already a 52 win team.
Correct.
And they've made the great roster improvements already, and you took out Jalen Green and all. I think was it just Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, and you're adding Kevin Durant, Finney-Smith, Capella. You're bringing back Jabari Smith. So I feel like just having that nucleus on top of the season you just had, shit, I only see it going up from there. So I'm speaking from that standpoint. But in terms of like pure talent and all the just the semantics of basketball and shit, that's a whole different conversation. Yeah.
I think they'll be in the mix. I think those top two teams are. I really hope I'm not jinxing myself for real. But from what I see currently, as of this moment, I think those two teams are far and away ahead of everyone else. I can't solidify the Rockets as that 3 seed. There's too many other like solid teams close to them, if not the same level in the mix. Yeah. The Lakers finally got their own big, which we're going to talk about shortly. So they're going to be in that mix as well. We didn't talk about them. The Clippers, you mentioned. The Timberwolves, of course, you also mentioned as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they knock Houston all the way down to 5 and they're the 3 seed, you know? So I don't want to give them stamp status yet. They're going to be a very good team. I know you said, they're a 52-win team and all they did was, make improvements. The problem is, so did the rest of the West. Even the bad teams made very big improvements, So I guess we'll just see. I'm not going to get them stamped yet. Could they win 55 plus wins? Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they, quote unquote, only won 49, which isn't bad. But in the West, that one win might be the difference between 6th and 4th,
Yeah.
Or even playing and 4th. So pretty good moves, though. I think I could confidently say that the Rockets have had the best offseason. Either of them or the Nuggets. Those two have had the best offseason by far. So obviously big props to them. This was a really good move for them. We're going to see how it applies, though. We've seen this before. I don't want to put them down, but we've seen this before. Great teams, have great free agencies. Let's see, like you said, how it looks on the court. What's the next team or / move that you want to talk about, though, since you want to talk about the West? Do you want to get into the Lakers?
I guess
Lakers for clicks?
We could talk about the Lakers.
They got dominating.
They finally got their son.
LeBron James, man. Played with too many number 1 picks. Way too
Played
many.
with 9, right?
Yep.
That shit don't count,
Yep. Bogut, who played,
1/2.
Yep, he played a half with him. Greg Oden, he played 20 games with.
Played with fucking D Rose, who was contemplating retirement.
Nope, Shaq at the age of 38, 39 for a season, averaging 13 points. Bron got to chill out playing with number 1 picks, man. Starting to get ridiculous. Dwight Howard at the end of his career in the twilight years. Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. But on a serious note, on paper, looks like a great move. I want to give him an A because it's a necessity. But due to so because of a necessity, it's an A, but due to like the actual talent of the player and what we've seen of him in the past, like the quality of players, like a B, if you know what I'm saying, right? We're gonna see again how it applies on the court. You are gonna have 2 of the best playmakers in the league on your team. Only problem is they don't set the tone defensively, and you're already known to be a bad defender since the 2021 playoffs. You haven't been known to be a good defender. You're the Jokic stopper. I would say slower downer, whatever you want to call it. In 21, you got credit for that. Absolutely, so you deserved it. But since then, there's a guy who's not going to set the tone defensively. He's not an anchor. He's not a good defender, and 2 guys in front of him. Let's just keep it honest, not the best perimeter defenders in the league. So the offense is going to be there. The rebound is going to be there. The defense is going to be lacking. And then, as you said, losing DFS, that's another guy that cannot cover up for his holes.
Yeah. I mean, I like the move for the Lakers just in terms of you got the position of need, you got the center. Absolutely. And I think DeAndre Ayton with Luka and LeBron, he's gonna look great. But defensively, that team about to get fried, bro. Like you got Luka, Austin Reeves. Bron only guard when he feel like it. And then Rui and Ayton? Yeah, they about to get fucking. All their games about to be like 125, 119. That's gonna be all their games. So they're literally gonna have to outscore everybody. DFS was a big loss for them. It's tough, bro. It's gonna be barbecue chicken against the Lakers. They are going to get fried by everybody. It's gonna look fun though. When Luka has 26, 11, and fucking 12, and then Ayton has 19 and 12, and he catches 5 lobs from Luka. But man, it's gonna be rough. Like they're gonna get eaten alive out there, bro, in the West. And you really have no margin for error.
All those bigs out there too.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so it's tough. And then even then, it's like, who's your backup big? Well, they did re-sign Jackson Hayes, but it's like,
Yeah, wow. With a no trade clause.
yeah,
You didn't see that?
nah.
There's a no trade clause.
What the fuck is Pelinka doing?
Might be the worst player to ever get a no trade clause in NBA history.
That's crazy. Yeah. So you got the position of need, but outside of that, and I'm not even shitting on Ayton because he's gonna look way better with the Lakers than he did with Portland, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But they're just gonna get fried on defense.
I do wish them luck though, because I want to see this trio work out. I guess you could call it a big four, right, Justin? Can you call it a big four?
It's like a big 3.5.
Who's the half? Reeves or Ayton?
Ayton.
Okay, respect. I'm gonna give him big four just for the star power at this point in time. But again, Austin Reeves, another bad you about to man, that lineup of Bron, Luka, Austin Reeves, and Ayton, Swiss cheese defensively.
Yeah, we talking about Brunson and Cat, bro. That's about to be
way worse.
That's gonna be horrible.
We might really see like the worst defensive lineup in NBA history at this point in time.
Horrible. I don't know.
Where do you place them at this point in time, just based off the moves on paper?
I want to say like high playing.
I got them out the plan.
I was thinking like 7, 6 seed.
They're not a playing team to me, bro. I think they're better than that. They're better than the Grizz.
Now, offensively, they should be great.
I think total.
Nah, yeah,
they're better than teams like the Grizz.
They're better than the Grizz.
The Kings.
They're better than the Kings.
The obvious ones like
they're better than the Pelicans.
Portland, Jazz.
Yeah.
Let's get all those guys out the way.
Who else would be
Potentially, they can be better than the Spurs. If you want to put them in the same tier, that's fine. I think they'll be better than the Spurs.
Yeah,
I think they'll be better than the Mavs. It's like how many more teams do they need to be better than to be out the play? And that's already like 7 teams.
Yeah.
They need to be better than one more team, I believe, to be out the play. And it's like
I think them, the Spurs and the Mavs could be like in the same tier, low key.
I think they'll be better than the Spurs. The Mavs have a better chance,
Yeah.
But the Spurs is still a question mark. I mean, Wemby's coming back. Let's see what the health looks like, right? We're not gonna know what the health looks like, but how it looks right now, man, I can see them as a 6 seed. No, they're not contenders. Like a lot of delusional Laker fans want to think that they are, but I could see them finishing 6 at least.
And Luka slimmed down, so he should be a monster.
Let's see, bro. Bring back the dunks, man. Rookie Luka highlights be looking way different than what we be seeing now. He don't dunk anymore. He don't dunk the ball, period. Could be a whole fast break. He's not going to dunk the ball.
I think his total dunks have dropped every year.
Yeah, they have. No, I think you know that.
Nah, yeah, we know.
That's a fact. And I feel like by the way, I want to comment on one thing too, right? It is ridiculous, this conversation that people were having of why ain't Bron take a pay cut? Because we didn't discuss that last week, right? Bron got his money, Bron got his back. People are like, why wouldn't Bron take a pay cut? Blah, 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 blah. He wants to improve the team, but he doesn't want to take a pay cut. He's being a crybaby. MJ and this is my favorite. MJ and Kobe would never do this. They would take a pay cut. Same Michael Jordan, who was making 30 plus M's a year when like the salary cap was like 50, 40 mil. By the way, in that point in time. The same Kobe Bryant, who the same year Bron had taken a pay cut with the big three, making $17, $18 million. Kobe was making 25, 26 to hold down his team and anchor them, and then peaked at 30 million. The next player to make $30 million a year, Justin, do you know who that was?
No.
Mike Conley.
Wow.
When the CBA changed. And that was circumstantial.
He got fucking paid, yeah.
That was circumstantial.
I got Luka's dunks right here for every season. So his rookie year, he had 25 dunks.
I was about to say 20.
Second, you want to guess these?
Yeah.
All right, second year.
14.
Yep.
On the dot?
Yeah.
Fire.
Third year.
11.
Yeah. What the fuck on the dot? Fourth year.
10.
Nah,
How much?
less. 7.
Damn, I
Fifth
banged on
year,
2.
22, 23.
Less than 7. Wow. 6.
It's actually higher.
9.
More.
12?
Yeah.
Okay.
23, 24.
Nah, this is like 8.
Less.
5?
Less.
3? 0?
He had 2. And then this past season, 24, 25.
6.
Less.
5.
Less.
3.
Less.
1.
Yeah. The nigga had 1 dunk all year.
And you 6'8".
And it was when he was still with Dallas, not even with the league.
And you 6'8".
Yeah.
You go from 25 dunks, bro, to 1.
Yeah. 72 dunks in his whole career.
This is ridiculous, man.
That shit makes me want to look up bronze now. Like, just out of curiosity.
Bro, Bron this last season probably had like
Yo,
70.
bronze shit is probably crazy.
He probably had like 70 this last season.
That's fucking crazy.
Bron be having 25 dunks.
Having
in 25
1
games.
dunk all year is crazy. Being 6'8".
All right, let me guess this last season, and then let me guess his peak.
Oh, for Bron? All right.
Yeah.
Bron, all right, this past season,
44.
more.
61.
More.
Wow. 74.
Less.
71.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said his peak,
Yeah.
so you want to do 12, 13, Bron?
12, 13 was the most? I would have guessed,
Nah,
it,
the
I would have guessed
most
it was 09,
is-
10. Is it 09, 10?
Nah, it's 12, 13.
12, 13 for real?
Yeah.
Damn, he had more than a dunk a game. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
96.
More. Oh, shit. Way more.
133.
More.
What?
Yeah. More.
Someone's getting like 2 dunks a game. 158.
Less.
142.
Hot as fuck.
143.
No.
141.
You got colder, but you went
145.
right there.
44.
Yes, 140.
Why did I skip 44? 144, man. And then he had 71 at 40. And Luka at his best was 25. That's embarrassing, bro. What was 09-10? I really would have thought that was the one.
09-10, he had 117.
Mm,
And then 08-09, he had 128.
what a show,
So
man.
12-13, he had 144. 13-14, he had 134. 10 less.
What a fucking show.
16-17, he had 145. Oh, that was his most, actually.
Oh, 145. I said 145.
16-17. Not even, but it was like 1 more than 12-13. That's crazy.
And Luka can barely manage 20 at his absolute best.
Bron's worst year for dunks was...
Well, is it counting 11-12? Or are we going to take that out?
We could count 11-12, but...
11-12 is not the worst?
No.
Holy shit.
It's not.
Because that was
Yo,
a shortened
11-12, he had
season.
104 dunks.
And what was it? 60?
66.
Yeah, I was about to say 64 games. Is it 18-19 Lakers when he got hurt? Wow.
18-19, nah.
COVID.
Close.
22-23.
Close, but you went further.
21-22. 2021.
Yes. He had 48 that year. That's his lowest.
I think because he was hurt too. Him and AD were both hurt. And they lost to the Phoenix Suns.
He played 45 games that year.
Yeah,
and
that's
it was
ridiculous.
a 72-game season that year.
That's sad, man. 45 for LeBron, even in a 72-game season.
Yeah. He played 45 games and had how many? 48 dunks? That's still crazy.
Double
Every
Lucas.
game.
Double
Shit.
Lucas. Double Lucas in his best season.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think, but yeah, that whole thing where it's like, oh, the Jordan and Kobe would have taken a fucking pay cut. They would have played for $10 million. Bro, they got their bag too, man. At the end of the day, I'm never gonna, blame these guys for taking their bag, right? I'm gonna blame the organization for giving them the bag. Like, Paul George's contract is terrible. I blame Paul George for playing bad, but I don't blame him for having that contract. I blame the Sixers for giving him that contract, if you know what I mean. It's his fault he's playing like garbage, but it's the Sixers' fault. It's Daryl Morey's fault giving him all that money. So he's to blame, not Paul George. What's Paul George supposed to say? nah, I'm kind of weak right now. I'm not that good. Give me 10 million less.
Yeah.
It's these guys' jobs to get paid, number one. Number two, even if Braun wanted to, because they're like, Braun's made all the money in the world. He's a billionaire. Braun cannot. I know I'm exaggerating because people saying like he could have just taken 40 M's, whatever. Braun cannot take the vet minimum if he wanted to. The NBPA would go berserk. You have to maximize your earnings. You cannot screw over the NBPA. Cannot screw over CJ McCollum, ironically, even though he screwed you all over. Can't screw over Grant Williams. Can't screw over all these guys. You have to. Even Braun taking a $10 million pay cut would piss him off because they know he's not getting his worth, which is going to screw over the other players who's trying to get their money, especially the role guys. You think OG Anunoby will get 40 M's if Braun's getting 40 M's? No. They'll drop that shit down and they'll be like, OG, if Braun's getting 40 M's, you're going to get 29. You're screwing up the market. You have to get paid what you deserve. You can't screw over the other players trying to get their money. That's not cool, bro. It's like let's use our brains. Let's use common sense. Like he has to take that money. And if LeBron wants to take $7 million less, right, and only make 45, who are they gonna sign for $7 million, Justin? Who are they gonna sign? Who are they gonna get?
There's no center.
They're gonna get Giannis?
Yeah, you wasn't gonna get nobody.
You're not gonna get Giannis with $7 million. So I was like, who cares? 10 million. Who are you going to get with $10 million? I was going to change the Lakers' season so drastically. I made them the number 1 seed. Tell me, even if y'all got Ayton, what was that extra 10 million going to do? 10 million doesn't mean anything in 2025 in terms of the NBA.
That's basically a fucking mid-level.
Yeah. 10 million was a big deal 10 years ago. I remember like Alan Crabb was making what, like 16 M's? That was a big deal for a role player. Alan Crabb today will probably make like 22, 23.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous. So it's like, why would Braun take a discount? Like 10 mil is not going to do nothing. And we know he feasibly cannot take a 20 mil discount. It would not happen. The NBPA would not let it happen, bro. So I was kind of like the 2 cents I wanted to give you. You cannot have Braun take a pay cut. He would screw up the market, my brother. He would screw up the salaries for the rest of his fellow players. And as much money as he was going to shave off, they were not going to make no big. They were not going to get Miles Turner even.
Yeah.
They were not going to get no type of Miles Turner. Miles Turner would even make them a contender. So I want to move on from the Lakers, Justin.
Yeah, we could move on to the Denver Nuggets.
Which move did we not cover by them last week? I think we covered all their moves. I don't think they've really done anything recently. Are we missing something?
The Nuggets? Shit,
Did we not cover all their moves last week?
Nah, they made a bunch of moves.
We didn't cover Cam last week and the MPJ and Bruce Brown? We didn't? Wow, I thought we did. Okay, go ahead. I already spoiled it anyways, though.
So, Denver Nuggets made some big moves. Yeah, because that all happened this week, I'm pretty sure.
It probably happened the day after.
Yeah.
Wow, it quite literally happened the day after, I'm pretty sure.
The Nuggets traded Michael Porter Jr. to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson. And it was unprotected first round pick from 2032 or something.
Yeah, I'm about to say 2033, something like that.
I think it was 2032. And what a fucking great trade for the Nuggets. I see a lot of Nets fans on Twitter like, oh, we fucking finessed. Oh, this guy was the number 1 player in high school, blah, blah, blah.
I can't wait for them to pick some garbage in that draft.
Yo, for real. And then they wasn't done. They also signed Tim Hardaway Jr. They brought back Bruce Brown. And they got Jonas Valanciunas. Well, they traded Dario Saric for Jonas Valanciunas.
Got off that contract too.
And now Jokic finally has a backup, like a competent backup in the Jokic era. So they're right back at the top. Not that they weren't last year, but now they actually have a team where you're like, oh shit, like this is scary.
Are they better than OKC in the regular season?
Nah.
Will they beat OKC in a playoff series?
I think they can.
Healthy.
I think they have a better chance.
That's why I'll say they're not going to be better than them in the regular season. They might be the 2 seed. OKC will be first. In a playoff series right now, if it happened tomorrow, give me the Nuggets because that Nuggets roster this past season, had no business going 7 games.
No business. Aaron Gordon on one leg.
That made no sense for them to do all that, and now you're kicking out a negative in MPJ, bringing in a positive in Cam Johnson. You're bringing in Bruce Brown. You're bringing in
And the
backup
team
big.
is deeper now because now
Yeah, it's
your
deep- it's
projected
deeper as
five
well.
is Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
And then off the bench, you got Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Valanciunas. You're 8 deep
Mm-hmm.
already. And that's not even counting Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther with another year. That's already, 10 guys?
Yeah, 10 deep.
10 deep.
Legitimately.
And also, Day'Ron Sharp, their backup big that they drafted last year who tore his Achilles and didn't even play.
So I say backup big.
Yeah, so they could go like 9, 10 deep next year. So
I would take them over OKC.
yeah, in a playoff series, I would pick them over OKC, which a lot of y'all will probably look at us and be like, "Are you fucking crazy?" But I'm like, yo, come on, bro.
Let's not forget who had OKC sweating the most. I know the Pacers took them to 7 as well. Let's be real. We know what series people had more faith in. Let's just be 100% honest. We know what series people had more faith in.
Yeah.
In OKC losing, and that was the Denver series. The Pacers thing was, when it came to the Pacers series, we were coming here and we were saying like, OKC needs to stop joking around. Like, you guys are better than this. You guys are joking around. When it came to the Nuggets versus OKC, I almost said Nuggets versus Pacers. When it came to the Nuggets versus OKC, it was, damn, the Nuggets might really win this series.
Yeah.
The Nuggets can win this series. I have faith the Nuggets are going to win this series. The Nuggets are going to win this series. You know, we had phases of saying that.
There was a Lou Dort explosion away from advancing to the conference finals.
Yep. It was right there.
Like
They
if
pushed them to the brink like nobody else did.
Lou Dort doesn't go crazy in Game 5, that shit might be over.
Nobody else was doing it to the Thunder like they were, bro. And they just got even better.
Yeah.
Lock that 2 seed up comfortably. I don't even think they need to try that hard to lock up that 2 seed. I hope these words don't come to bite me in the ass. And meet up with OKC whenever it is that you're going to meet up with them in the playoffs. I'm very confident you're going to whoop them.
Yeah.
Badly. Well, let me not say that far. But 6 or 7. Maybe 6. I'm going to lean 6.
Yeah.
But, man, I'll say this. Big respect to the Nuggets. We questioned the overhaul in the front office. We questioned the drastic firing of Mike Malone. What can we really say now?
And they look good with
They're doing their thing.
with Dave Adelman as the coach. They look pretty good. But yeah, they made some great moves, and I can't wait to see how they do next year. It should be a top dog.
They will be the top dog. Not on records, not in the standings. But my thing is, too, you think OKC takes a foot off the gas because they're also a younger team, and I know they're champions now. Do they take the foot off the gas in the regular season? Or do you think they're still going to gun for the 1 seed?
I mean, I don't know about gun, but like they won 68 games. Them taking their foot off the gas could be like 62 games or 61 games.
You don't think they'll go sub 60? Without injuries.
And that's another thing too. They had a portion of the year where they had no Chet, no Hartenstein, and it was like no problem.
Probably fine.
So
They really could.
I don't think they're winning 68 again. I could see them winning more like maybe 60 flat. But I see them winning like high 50s.
High 50s.
Like I feel like at least 58.
But I think if they take their foot off the gas, I know, you know, when you're a champion, you start taking the regular season less seriously.
Yeah.
58. Hey, man, last week of the season, Denver might be 2 games behind you.
That's true.
Do you really want to run the risk of, you know, taking your foot off the brakes? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That would kind of be my advice to them. But give me the Nuggets, man. Give me Jokic. Give me playoff Jamal Murray. Give me Cam Johnson. Give me Bruce Brown returning to the team that he won a championship with. Give me Big Val off the bench. Give me Christian Brown. Give me all these guys, man. They deep now. Give me Aaron Gordon, who had a game winner already, who elevated in the playoffs. The guy who we said, damn, this looks like a top 15 player left in the playoffs right now. And it sounded crazy because it was only round 2. It's not like it was a conference finals and there's only 4 teams left. It was like the first round and the first round. It was like teams that's left. Like Aaron Gordon's a top 15 playoff performer right now. I think this is like the team to beat, not just in the West, but in the NBA, Justin, to be honest with you. Yeah, I know that's a hot take, but they have experience. They're champions themselves in their own right not too long ago. They got, in my opinion, the real best player in the world. The team just got deeper and the new coach and everything that's, you know, not redundant. That's the team to be in the NBA. And I know I said this 2 years ago. They lost round 2 to the Timberwolves. Guess what? I don't care. I'm bringing the guns back and I'm sticking by my guns, bro. Give me the Nuggets to be the team to beat in the 25-26 season. Undisputed too.
Yeah, when I saw them make these moves, I was like, yeah, they're ready to go back at OKC. Yeah.
I respect that
And
too.
I actually not. I picked OKC in 7, but I'm like, shit. The fact that it got that far with all this shit that Denver had to deal with, that shows a lot about Denver, bro.
Absolutely, brother. What's the next team you want to talk about?
So we talked about Rockets,
Denver.
Lakers, Nuggets. Is there like a? I mean,
Mostly significant stuff.
I don't know who else made a big move. I know we talked about it last week. Nas Reed getting extended by the Timberwolves.
If we talking extension, Triple J got paid.
Triple J got paid a shit ton.
Are we gonna fry him or are we just gonna leave him alone? It's been so many times.
Nah, we could leave him alone for now.
It's a lot of money to get 5 rebounds a game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the Timberwolves lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Shout out to Null.
The Kings gave Dennis Schroeder a shit ton of money. Like, come on, son.
We okay with that.
I don't know.
We just need a floor general.
He's the con man, though.
We just need a floor general. He's gonna run the floor.
I'm trying to think.
We're winning 44 games.
The Mavericks signed D'Lo. Take that for what it is. I think it's whatever. I'm not really moved. It's cool. Well, that Drewski shit had me crying when they're like, "Get him the fuck out of here."
AD is definitely like, why are you bringing this nigga, bro?
Yeah, I wasn't moved by that.
We think they consulted with AD first. They just signed him.
Nah, they just signed him. I don't think AD got.
I think they consulted.
Cooper
with AD.
Flag got more staying there than AD.
If they consulted with AD, I think he would have said, "Fuck no."
Yeah. And they probably didn't even ask Cooper Flag. They were just like, "Yeah, we got to get a point guard." And D'Lo's the biggest name right now.
You gotta have D'Lo or Dennis Schroeder.
Damn. To run my starting point, that's tough.
On a playoff team, like a consensus playoff team, but not a contender.
That's fucking
Like a 5 seed.
probably slightly Dennis Schroeder.
I'm taking Dennis Schroeder confidently.
Yeah.
Look what he did against the Knicks, bro.
But backup Dennis Schroeder 1,000 times, bro.
Look at what he did against the Knicks, bro.
Yeah.
Defensively, surprisingly too, as well, and then offensively too. Give me Dennis Schroeder over D'Lo. That's so crazy for me to even say, man. It sucks.
That's crazy, yeah. That shit did not move me at all, bro. Cooper Flag gonna be calling for the ball, and D'Lo's gonna take a step back.
Good luck, man. Like, this is why, like, regardless of this whole, like, AD, Cooper Flag type of team up, obviously they still got their regular core guys like PJ and they bigs. They're not moving me with D'Lo running the show.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing, man. But good luck to y'all. Any other teams that we missed in the West? I mean,
Brook Lopez went to the Clippers.
Colin Sexton's gone.
Colin Sexton is gone.
Both 6 men are gone from the Jazz. One in our favor.
All of Phoenix's moves were primarily through the draft. The Mark Williams shit was through the draft. Portland. Did Portland do something?
Not that I recall. Besides just letting go of Aiden and getting Drew Holiday, doing the assignments trade, which we talked about last week.
Yeah. Pelicans primarily through the draft.
We talked about Jay Poole last week.
Yeah.
Then clown them.
Spurs primarily through the draft.
Yep.
Yeah. That's basically everything in the West.
Harden re-signed.
Harden re-signed. Yeah.
He got his bread. You feel me?
Yeah.
Not everyone can be Brunson, yo. Like, not everyone got to take a pay cut.
Oh, another thing that we missed, the Grizzlies, they signed Ty Jerome to a 3-year deal. 3-year, $28 million.
Just moving you?
No.
Big 3 of Ja.
No disrespect to Ty Jerome.
Triple J, and Ty.
Damn, that's the big 3. Ty Jerome gonna come off the bench.
I mean, who's the other big 3 member? Edie? Come on now.
Scottie Pippen Jr.
I wish I could say Gigi, but that's not even.
Scottie Pippen Jr. probably starts now.
I want Gigi Jackson off that team, bro.
And then Jalen Wells is still there. I mean, it's a good signing because because Scottie Pippen Jr. was their backup guard. Now he looks like he's gonna start. So having Ty Jerome to be your backup, but it's probably gonna be the same issue because Ty Jerome is really good when he's coming off the bench. When he's playing those heavy, almost starting guard minutes, that's when it looks rough. And with Ja Morant there, bro, it looks like it's gonna be Ty Jerome starting at a point in time because Ja Morant always misses games. So.
He's gonna start at least 25 games.
Yeah, so it's gonna go to a point where it's gonna look rough.
Maybe he starts next to Ja sometimes too. That's gonna be ugly. Whenever they starting two is injured.
That's ass. That'd be ass.
That's a terrible This is not a spot I want Ty Jerome to go to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to say quite literally anywhere else, but there's a lot of other places I would have rather been. He would have been a cool pacer for a stopgap, but I know he would have wanted a longer type of thing.
Him on the Pacers would have been crazy. Yeah, for a 1-year deal though.
Yeah, but I know he would have wanted like a longer secure
type
of thing.
Yeah, he wants to secure shit. But on this team, he might look like a starting guard for a little bit.
Good luck to him, man.
Yeah.
I think you made the wrong decision, but good luck to you, my brother.
Yeah.
Salute. Let's move on to the East, though.
The Eastern Conference.
Can we start off with the bias?
Yeah.
Please. And I will start off. The New York Knicks finally got the man I've been begging for, pause, for 2-3 years now. In the chat, even the game where Mike Breen was frying him and calling him terrible and saying he's taking bad shots. Now Mike Breen got to start glazing him. He actually doesn't. Mike Breen always keeps it 100. We got Jay Clarkson. The worst bench scoring team just got Jordan Clarkson. I am so hyped to watch this. Automatic guaranteed 14, 15 points off the bench. When that's what we were getting from the entire bench last year. I am super hype. Justin knows I've been begging for this move since forever. I've been saying, like, please, Danny Ainge, just let us have him or Colin Sexton. We knew he was never going to trade him to us.
It got me tight with the package for Colin Sexton. You saw that shit?
Don't get me started, bro.
And fucking Utah even threw in another second-round pick.
Don't get me started, but if it was us, give me Brunson. He would have been like, give me Brunson and 3 picks. Like, come on,
give
man.
Me Deuce and Daddy and 2 picks. I'm like, fuck.
Unprotected.
Yeah.
And Mitch. I would be like, come on, man. I'm super hyped for this, though. This is like the move that has me the most hype out of like the 3 big moves that we made. That's also no disrespect to Yabu. I am excited about the Yabu move. Let's stick to the free agents before we jump. Like specifically for the Knicks, we're still going to jump into the coach as well because that's an addition. With Jay Clark and Yabu, how do you feel about those additions to the team?
I really like them. I think the Yabu Selly signing was actually my favorite. Yeah, we answered the shit that we needed the most. We needed to get deeper on the bench. For majority of the season, I was telling people, I'm like, bro, Mitchell Robinson didn't come back until like March. We had Deuce and Campaign and Precious coming off the bench. So now, hopefully, Josh Hart isn't starting next year. So we will have Clarkson, Yabusele, Josh Hart, and then either Deuce McBride or Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. That is a 9-man rotation.
A real 9-man rotation.
That is a real 9-man rotation. And I think out of the young guys, I feel like at least 2 out of the 4 will get some type of minutes. My guess is it'll probably be Huck Porty and Daddy A. And even then, that's a legitimate 10-man rotation, 11-man rotation. And it actually came out I think it was yesterday that Yabusele's contract was actually a little bit lower than the mid-level. So we still have room to sign a vet minimum player.
I wonder who.
And I know they're thinking about Malcolm Brogdon. We'll see what they actually do. But I love the moves that Leon is making. Getting Jordan Clarkson for dumb cheap. Like, that's what I love. That's what makes me love the Jordan Clarkson move a lot more. It's just the value you get from Jordan Clarkson and just getting it for how cheap it is. Like, that caliber of player, that's a fucking finesse. Getting Yabusele and getting him to accept that deal, that lower amount. And he actually wants to be here. Like, he talked about it. He's like, yo, I looked at that at New York, and they look like they all love playing together, and it's an opportunity for me to like compete for a championship. And I love how he texted Maxi. He's like, "I'm about to beat you 4 times a year now." So and that's another guy.
He wants to win.
That's another guy you could throw out there with Cat, and still have spacing out there. So I love that addition. We'll see what they do with that vet minimum. I wouldn't be opposed to Malcolm Brogdon. I know some Knicks fans are like, "Nah, we need another wing."
I think we need a wing.
I would actually. I mean, yeah, Malcolm Brogdon does sound nice because he's the name that's probably the most known. But me personally, I would love Amir Coffey. If we can make that happen, I think they should do that. But we'll see what happens though.
And what about Coach Brown? Your thoughts on him, man? Because we've been talking a lot about. Is this Sean supposed to? We both got the same notification. Ryan Rollins, let's go. Returns to the Bucks for 3 years. Thank you, Sean, for letting us know that. But yeah, Mike Brown. I mean, I'll let you know right now. I'm just I'm very you know. He's kind of like in the middle of the options I wanted. He was like dead mid. You feel me? I think I would have. Did I prefer him or Bud? I don't know. Like they're kind of the same tier. The Don Staley thing was kind of wild.
I didn't believe that.
That was kind of ridiculous.
I thought that was just Leon. Like, yo, just put this shit out and see what they say. Let's just laugh about it. I ain't think that shit was real.
But we ended up with Mike Brown, man. I mean, I know a lot of people are already saying, before I let you give your report, I know a lot of people are saying, like, oh, yes, a coach that's actually going to play the bench. I hope he does, because let us not forget that the reason this man got fired by Sacramento was Keon Ellis at that point in time was a major plus player, and he refused to give him minutes for whatever weird reason. I hope we don't see that same issue here, because that's the issue we already had last year anyways. So I'm praying this isn't a remake, because we just saw this guy had the same issue as Tibbs last year and got fired for that same thing. At least Tibbs made the playoffs in the conference finals. Let's hope like he stays true to his word and what he said in the interview and actually plays the bench. So I'm coming in skeptical, because as a Kings, fan, as having them as my second team, I witnessed why he got fired. Let's see if he really changed his ways.
Yeah, when they first announced the hiring, I was kind of like indifferent. I was like in the middle about it. But then like I guess just time passing and just listening more, I'm like, all right, the Knicks taking this long going through the process, they must have really felt that Mike Brown won them over. And I trust their judgment, because I think it was Knicks Fan TV, CP the franchise, shout out to him. He was saying like everything that the front office wanted in their next coach. You wanted somebody that utilizes the bench, somebody that's gonna collaborate with the front office, and then develop young guys.
Basic development is the last one
for this new CBA. So if Mike Brown was the one that was, especially Ian Begley, he was saying that he fucking wowed everybody. Like they had the second interview, they brought in Dolan for that, and he fucking impressed everybody. And they were saying that Mike Brown was telling them like, yo, no, I fucking want this job. And that speaks to me a lot, because bro, this job, there's a lot of shit to it. A lot of people are probably scared to take this job just because of all the weight it holds. Like, you're walking into a situation where it's fucking finals or bust. Like, that's the expectation. And Mike Brown is saying, nah, like, I want that job. Like, give me that shit. And a lot of people are saying when he got fired from the Kings, he wasn't like, oh, I'm going to just take a year off from coaching. Nah, he went back to the phone room. He's like, nah, I got to I'm figuring out what I'm doing wrong. He's watching every single coaching position. So I feel like the fact that it took this long, but they really did their due diligence. Like, a lot of people try to clown us for, they fired Tibbs and they didn't hire somebody like the day after. Nah.
That's not how it works.
Like, imagine if we did what Denver did, or what Memphis did. Fired our coach right before the playoffs and just had the interim. The whole fucking, we would have got laughed out the fucking building. But I also had the same concern as you. Like the Keon Ellis shit to me was the biggest red flag. But I think he's learned from that.
I hope so.
I think he's learned from that. We're getting a guy who's he's a leader. Like he's gonna hold people accountable. Not saying that Tibbs wasn't a leader, but Mike Brown is really gonna hold guys accountable.
The offense is gonna be better.
Yeah, offense will be better. I think what gets me the most excited about this is he's a guy in different points of his career. He coached the number one defense and he coached a number one offense. So that to me just tells me that he's adaptable. And I think with the signings we made and with the coach hire that we made, we're probably gonna lean probably more towards offense, just because the personnel. Like, no, the next coach that was coming in wasn't gonna fix the defensive issue. That wasn't a coaching issue. That was a personnel issue. As long as you have Brunson and Cat on the floor together, you're gonna face those problems defensively. But it is the coach's job to do the best he can to maximize those two together and stagger those minutes where it's like, all right, we have two fucking black holes on the court together. Let me try to mix this up. And then maybe last 2 minutes of the game, I'll throw him back out there. But you can't have him out there for like 6-7 minute stretches straight. So we'll see what Mike Brown does from there. So I have grown to like the hire a little bit more, but I'm not gonna sit here today on July 6th and make some outlandish proclamation right now. I'm kind of just gonna wait and see. I do feel like we will improve, but I'm not just gonna make some bold ass statement now. I'm just gonna wait till the regular season comes and just go from there. Because to me, this is like a very, very big season coming up for the Knicks, and I just want to go out there and see for myself.
Interesting choice of numbers when you're talking about the minute stretch. I'm not going to comment any much more than that. But shout out to you for the reference. Thank you, Justin. If you didn't catch it yourself, that's fine. I hope you catch it later on. But congrats on the 40 M's. This is going to kind of be a transition into the next team in the East. But do you agree with the sentiment that there's only two contenders in the East, the Cavs and the Knicks?
Yeah. I feel like
Come on, man. More confidence. Yeah.
Y'all say yeah. Yeah.
Nobody else. No Magic. No Pistons.
I feel like that group is more like shit has to go our way type shit.
How about the next team, which I really want to talk about? And I'll be honest with you. I think this is just a repeat of the 2021 offseason. I think they're going to trick y'all once all over again. People are already overrating them, saying they're going to be a top 3 team lock. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. They're a conference finalist, they're a contender, all this, all that, because they had a pretty good offseason so far. We saw the same exact thing in 2021. The Atlanta Hawks.
Do I think they're contenders?
I know you don't think they're contenders.
Yeah, they're not contenders.
But a lot of people are already jumping the gun. They did the same thing with DeJounte Murray. They just made the conference finals, and now they got the top trade target. He's a great defender and a ball handler next to Trey. That shit didn't work. Straight up back-to-back, just fucking playing appearances. Wait, back-to-back.
22, 23. I know they played the Celtics in the first round.
Just straight up.
Yeah, it's just straight playing, though.
3 straight playing appearances. And DeJounte's not a bad player. It just didn't work out. That group didn't work out, right? A lot of people were quick to jump the gun when, for example, me, whenever I said like, I just, I don't think this move is going to automatically work. Like, yeah, I just put him as a top 3 seed just because of one trade move. I was just like, oh, you're just a salty Knicks fan, whatever. They never got out of like the play-in in terms of standings. I'm impressed with the moves they made. Shout out to Nah. Shout out to Luke Kennard. What other move am I missing, Justin? Nah, Luke Kennard. And
Luke Kennard.
I'm missing somebody else.
I think that was the big moves.
Nah.
Did they get another center?
Luke Kennard. Pardon me. We talked about Porzingis last week.
Oh yeah, Porzingis last week. That's pretty much it.
Those are some pretty solid moves, but are we really talking about that as like this is a top 3 team in the East? And when we talk about those names, me personally, no. I still think this is. Let me know if this is standard. Let me know if I'm bugging. Can you confidently say they're better than the Celtics right now? Confidently.
I would.
Do you even think they're better than the Celtics? Period. Even slightly.
I would put them above the Celtics.
I'm still taking the Celtics. I'm still taking Jaylen Brown. I'm still taking Derek White. I'm still taking Anthony Simons and the rest of the group over what the Hawks have right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics take the last spot that's not the plan if they finish 6. And the Hawks finish 7-8 again. Because that's just been, what their existence has been most of the time since, the plan has existed. I bet you, like, Trae Young is the leader in play-in points.
Probably.
Without even looking. I'm very confident I can make that bet now of $100 and get that $100 back. Like, he has to be, like, the league leader in, and fuck, I already lost the word again. Play-in points. So it's like, is it just going to be another play-in appearance? Like, this is just looking like another play-in team, But I'm not too high on them. Good moves. They're not better than the Magic. They're not better than the Pistons. Obviously they're not better than the Cavs and the Knicks. They're not better than the Sixers. That's 5 teams, correct? That's 5 teams already. And I still rate the Celtics over them at 6. They're already right back down to the play-in. In my point of view, and I don't know if I'm missing any other teams, but in my point of view, they're already out the top 6. I don't have them as, like this world beater like people already have. People have them as a top 4 team. I'm not seeing it. What is it that I'm not seeing? I'm very curious. Like, do you agree with me or would you say like you kind of have them in that same spot that you just see them as another playing team?
I think they could be a top 6 team in the East. I really love the moves that they made. Getting Nickeil Alexander-Walker, just getting another POA defender and a 3-point shooter. Luke Kennard, another spacer. You can't go wrong with having a spacer. And then the Porzingis shit, I gave my thoughts on it last week. I don't see Porzingis. Porzingis is going to be a guy who's going to play like 40 games, 50 games. And I know I brought it up, I think it was last episode, that he said he's feeling better. If he could give you some minutes of his old self, that is a plus. And I'm just thinking about them potentially running out a lineup of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, Reese Shea, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka, and it's just gonna be straight lockdown for motherfuckers. No Trae. If you want straight lockdown, get Trae out of there.
I mean, I'll put Trae and just put those 4 around him.
That's true too. But I think the one big glaring concern with this team though is outside of Trae Young, you don't really have somebody where like
no go-to.
I don't trust somebody. Or not only is it go-to, but just to like put everybody in position, because Trae Young is that point guard. They don't really have a backup point guard. And people are probably going to be like, oh, Jalen Johnson could be that go-to guy. But it's like...
I like that. And he's coming back from injury.
We haven't really seen it yet. And plus, in the playoffs, it's a different beast. So that would be like my big concern. I would still take... Detroit, man. They got Karis LeVert, but they lost Tim Hardaway Jr. and they lost Malik Beasley. So that's tough. And they will gain Jaden Ivey back, but he's also coming back from injury. So we got to see how that look. But I think they're a top 6 team though.
Are they better than by the way, a team that I didn't even name yet? By the way. Are they better than the Bucks, who just stole Miles Turner, which we're going to get more in depth with, and then we'll move on to the Bucks? Are they better than the Bucks confidently?
I would take
I might fuck around and still take the Bucks standings wise.
I would take the Hawks.
I might fuck around and take the Bucks standings wise.
Playoff series too. I would take the Hawks.
I would take the Bucks in the playoff series, and I would take the Bucks in the standing by one seed. That's it. Just one spot above.
I'll take the Hawks.
But that one spot above decides playing and regular playoffs. I'm not rating the Hawks this season, bro. I can't. I'm not seeing the magic that everyone else is. The
only teams I could like confidently put ahead of them is the Cavs and the Knicks. I feel like Orlando
Philly.
I feel like Orlando, Philly, Detroit, they're kind of like in a mixed bag with all of them. Like where shit could fluctuate between them.
We have no reason to talk about the Pacers, but where do the Pacers land this season? By the way, just to give them, just to have a chance to talk about them in general because they have no moves
Damn,
at all.
Losing Hallie and Miles Turner, that's rough shit. It's gonna be the Nimhard and Siakam show with a sprinkle of Mathurin.
10 seed or lower.
I think they'll be a playing team.
10 or higher.
Maybe a little bit higher. Because when we're talking about playing teams, we're talking about like Miami, maybe Toronto.
The Hawks.
I was gonna say the Celtics, but
I'm gonna say the Hawks.
my thing with the Celtics is I feel like the Celtics will start off the year pretty good, but they gonna end like badly.
Jaylen Brown is gonna be All NBA second team next season.
We'll see.
He's gonna average 27 points to be All NBA second.
I think I said it last episode. If the Celtics miss the playoffs, they're gonna get a top 3 pick. I believe that shit in my mind. They will get it, and I feel like that's how the season's gonna go. They're gonna start off. They're gonna be competitive. Then maybe one of the star players gets hurt. They hit a little rough patch, and then we're gonna get to All-Star break, and Brad Stevens is gonna be like, you know what? Cameron Boozer doesn't sound that bad. AJ Demancin doesn't sound that bad, and they're just gonna start shutting guys down. We might see a lot of Jordan Walsh, JD Davidson. We might see a lot of those motherfuckers. Luka Garza. So I'm prepared for that. So
Jaylen Brown, give me an MVP season, bro, that I know you're capable of. I know you could finish top 8 in MVP, bro. Prove it. Do it and prove people wrong, bro. Average that 27, 28.
And the NBA would love that. Tatum returns and they got a top 3 pick. So now you have a big 3 in Boston, Tatum, Brown, and whoever the fuck the
Man,
rookie
we don't
is.
want that shit. No one wants to see that shit, man. Come on.
I
Be
know
for real.
that's going to happen. The NBA loves doing that shit.
Shit's not gonna happen, man. Be for real. The next team, Justin. Who do you want? Who do you want to pick from
The
the East?
Eastern Conference.
Come on. I mean, let's stick to Miles Turner thing. By the way,
Oh, yeah, we should just talk about them, the Bucks.
man,
That was the crazy shit.
Miles out of nowhere, Damian Lillard waved.
Yeah, that was insane.
Feel bad for the man. Waved. Still don't know the story. Still don't know if Giannis knew about the move. Didn't know about the move. Still don't know if it was true that they wouldn't let Dame go to Portland to rehab. Don't know if they did let him go to Portland to rehab. How much Dame knew about this before it happened. But at the end of the day, if Dame's not there, Miles Turner is. And again, a shocker because Miles Turner has been there since the 2015 draft. He's been there for 10 years now. A whole decade. And for the first time ever, we're going to see Miles Turner on a different team after years upon years upon years upon years upon years of Miles Turner trade, just like rumors. It was always him and John Collins.
Yeah.
Every fucking February, where are these two guys going to go? And sometimes Siakam would be in the mix.
Yeah.
Now, all 3 of those guys who were rumored all the time are finally gone. Do you see this as a betrayal to the Pacers, by the way? Same division, team that you have a real rivalry with after beating them twice in the playoffs and you still leave. Back-to-back years, too, as well.
Yeah, it is. But then it's like, yo, Indiana didn't want to play the luxury tax. So
Man, you ain't want to
I
pay
don't
the man.
blame Miles Turner for doing what he got to do to get his bread. I don't blame him at all. It's not a Kevin Durant situation. He had to go get his money. Like I don't blame him for doing that. And everybody thought Indiana was gonna go over the luxury tax this summer, but I guess the Halliburton injury kind of changed that. But like, why the fuck am I gonna go over and he's not gonna be here this year, and now we're just gonna waste a year? I think you saw the writing on the wall when they traded back for their first round pick before Hallie got hurt. The timing was amazing, but now they're kind of in the position, kind of like the Celtics, where they're like, we don't really have to go crazy this year, and we got our pick back, so we have control of our destiny this year. So they're also another team where they might start off the year strong and they might kind of the tires might fall off towards the end, but it's crazy though. I thought Miles Turner was gonna be a lifer. and now he's gone.
And he went to the finals too. Wow.
Yeah, and just the waving Dame part was also crazy because I remember when the notification came out that Miles Turner went there, Victor was like, "How the fuck did they get the money to do that? How the fuck did they do that?" And then it just came out later that they had to stretch Dame's contract out and waive him in order to make that shit work. So,
Where's Dame going, bro? Just take a guess. Doesn't matter for this upcoming season, but just in general.
Is it Miami?
I don't know, man. Pat Riley's been saying the cuck chair a lot, man.
That'd be funny if even with him as a free agent, they still don't get him.
Warriors are looking heavy into him.
I wouldn't even mind that.
Oakland's his old home, even though they're in San Fran right now. It's not too far away, if I'm not mistaken. Bay Area in general, too. He reps the whole Bay Area. That'd be kind of wild.
That'd be fucking fire.
After all those debates we would have saying, if Curry and Dame switch places, it'd be the same career and all that shit. They get to team up together now. That would be tough.
That'd be fire.
I mean, it could be that. It could be the Heat. You know, there's a couple of different teams looking, man.
I wouldn't want him on the Heat at this point.
Nobody wants to see anybody on the Heat.
Him on the Heat now, they're not doing shit.
Him on the Heat right now.
They're not doing shit at all.
I'm just thinking right now. Are they better than the Hawks?
No.
Healthy?
No.
Damn, Tyler Hero and Bam.
No, I'll still take the Hawks.
What's your infatuation with this Hawks team?
I guess just
I kind of want to get out the way now.
I guess just them having a bunch of versatile defenders on the floor together, and but I feel like the pressure is on Trae Young this year though. That is the one thing.
We'll see, man. They put some squads around him.
Just mano a mano in the playoffs. That hypothetical Heat and Hawk series. I mean, Dame. I feel like I'd be more confident in him going all out.
Post Achilles.
But he also is older and is gonna be post Achilles, and you're gonna have fucking Dyson Daniels on you. And then when he gets in a fucking screen, here's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, here's Zachary Risache, here's Onyeka Okongwu. I mean, you could say the same thing about like for Trae Young, like, here's Hayward Highsmith, here's
everybody,
here's
bro.
Bam.
Here's Bam.
But I don't know. I just feel like Atlanta has more guys that not only are they switchable, but shit, like Jalen Johnson is no slouch. Dyson Daniels, I know as a shooter he's not there, but he's a damn good player too. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a great player as well. So I feel like I would just buy into what they got even more. And just Dame at that point, he's going to be what, 36? Coming off torn Achilles?
I don't like Miami either, but come on, man. They're still going to finish above the Hawks in the standings if they were to get Damian Lillard.
I don't know. And that's another backcourt that's going to get fried.
He's a better defender than Trae Young.
Tyler Hero and Dame.
Better defender than Trae Young.
Post Achilles, they're going to get fried.
Better defender than Trae Young. Miles better.
Yeah.
Beyond Miles, right? Trae Young's still one of the worst. He's like a bottom 5 defender in the league still.
Yeah.
Give me Dame on Miami. But where is he going to go if I had to guess? So you're picking Miami officially?
I would pick Miami.
Do I want to be different, say Brooklyn, or do I want to pick one of the two, Miami or the Warriors?
Brooklyn would.
I'm going to stand Brooklyn. Why not? Let's be different.
Brooklyn would do that, and Nets Frequent would tell you that, we got a mentor for fucking Nolan Traore.
Yeah,
They're like, what a smart move by Sean Marks. Like,
yo, come on, man. Stop fucking with me. Dame is going to be a Brooklyn net, bro. That's the next one I tap in.
nah, I'm good.
Did we tap in already? I think I saw something that we tapped in.
I don't know.
I hope that we did, though. I hope we at least reached out because we're reaching out to Ben fucking Simmons, which I'm not even going to comment too
I
much
hope
on.
they reached out and told him to stay the fuck away from the Garden.
I hope we reached out and say, yo, bro, you're not getting a job here. I'm going to tell you right now. I hope Leon Rosalie called me and said, you would have thought we giving you a fucking job and banged on him. That ass. I really hope he did that shit. I don't want to see him ever wearing the blue and orange, like, ever. I'll be so disappointed.
Yeah, Leon Rose was like, yo, tell him I just reached out for a fucking dap. Fuck that. Like that. Fuck that.
It might just be like, yo, tell him I need a babysitter for my son. That should be ridiculous, bro. I'm still sleeping on the Hawks, so keep that clip till the end of the season too. I'm still sleeping on the Hawks. Just in the very next team, brother, in the East.
I mean, Orlando, outside of last week, they just signed Tyus Jones. And they re-signed Mo Wagner.
Shout out to Mo
Good
Wagner.
moves. Still have my concerns.
Waiting for the Mo Wagner return and for that Cat rematch.
Yeah. The Cavs also sneakily got Larry Nance Jr.
Nothing too crazy to me, in my opinion.
Another guy who's always hurt. Damn, what else happened in the East?
Pat Connaughton, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Sexton are Hornets. That's pretty.
Oh shit!
That's a pretty
Spencer
big deal.
Dinwiddie and Colin Sexton are Hornets. That's crazy.
And Pat Connaughton.
Yeah, but I remember seeing the Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm like, what the fuck are they trying to do off that bench?
Why are you not respecting Pat Connaughton?
Pat Connaughton, that's a good pick.
Bro, Pat Connaughton, Con, and
Liam McNeely.
big three right there.
Yeah.
To change the culture in the locker room.
Nah, the Colin Sexton pickup was fucking phenomenal. And I remember when I saw that shit, I'm like, really? That's all they had to give up? Really? Just Nurkic?
Just for them though, cause the Hornets, man.
That's crazy, bro.
If it was us and we gave the same package, you'd probably fucking spit in our mouth. Pause.
Danny Ainge. If we offered like fucking Precious, they would be like, fuck. Nah.
Did we ever talk about Detroit and pivoting away from Malik and getting Karis LeVert? I think that's a W move.
I like that move.
I know Duncan Robinson 100% we didn't talk about, but
Oh, yeah.
did we talk about Karis LeVert?
We didn't.
I
briefly mentioned it.
I think it's a serviceable replacement.
Nah, yeah.
Especially due to what's going on.
That's a good replacement.
And Duncan Robinson might be the direct replacement. So maybe it's the best of both worlds. I think Karis LeVert is better than Tim Hardaway Jr. And I think big Duncan Robinson will be able to fill in that slot for Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be a pretty solid team.
And you got Ivy coming back.
Let's see where he fits in, though, first of all.
Yes, we got to see.
That's my only concern.
Chicago.
Trey Jones, and that's it.
Re-signed Trey Jones.
The Heat got nobody.
Yeah, I said it after they traded Lonzo. I posted it on the J&J IG. The Bulls since 2017 are a fucking poverty franchise. I don't know what group or tier we would have to do, but I've always
They have 6 championships, Justin.
Oh yeah, Dennis got on me for saying that, but I'm just talking about now.
They have 6 rings.
But I've been trying to come up like in my head. I'm like, what does a team have to do to get out of that poverty franchise stench for the time being?
Like a team that's been, I think you got to do what the Timberwolves have done. Timberwolves went from poverty to now they're respected as an actual playoff opponent.
Because when I say poverty franchise, I'm saying like right now, not all time. Obviously the Bulls.
Yeah, like the Timberwolves were a joke though. Now,
yeah, the Timberwolves were.
Even just them making back-to-back playoffs was impressive. With Cat and Ant.
I think that's like where you start.
Yeah, and then conference finals and conference finals.
I feel like for you to wipe the stench of poverty franchise, you got to make the playoffs back to back.
I want to see the Hornets make a back-to-back playoff run.
You don't even have to make a run; just make the playoffs 2 years.
You know what I mean, though? Like, just make the playoffs.
Because like I've seen teams have the 1 year where they make the playoffs and then just don't make it again.
Charlotte has,
a la the Kings, a la the Bulls.
Okay, bro. I don't think we're gonna ignore that. I don't think Charlotte has made the playoffs 2 times in a row since the departure of Larry Nance and Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah.
Because when Kemba and
they made it 2014.
When Kemba Jefferson made it was 14 and 16.
Yeah.
Purple shirt guy, shout out to you. You pissed off D-Wade and lost. I'm wondering what old boy's doing right now. Well, it's like, is 2 playoff appearances really gonna wipe off poverty from the Hornets if their first round exits? Because the thing is, the Timberwolves were competing though as well. They were going back and forth. There was a point in time I thought they were gonna beat the Grizzlies.
There has to be a list of things, but like, how many poverty franchises do we have currently in the league?
The Bulls,
the Pelicans.
Yes, the Hornets,
the
Jazz. Last playoff run was when? Come on, 21
20 run or just appearance?
appearance.
22. It's when they lost to Brunson.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's what caused the breakup. 22. 21 was they were the 1 seed. 22 was their very last 10 years together.
Yeah.
I kind of want to throw them in there.
All right. The Nets.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 5.
By far, one of the worst. I'm not gonna say a certain team. I know you will, but I'm gonna refuse to
Did
say
we say
it.
the Kings?
I mean, you said it, not me.
They're 6.
I would never say that.
They're 6.
I've never said about such a great team.
Come on, man. Fucking longest playoff drought of all time.
They broke it.
Yeah, but then they didn't go back.
Longest playoff drop by an NBA team.
By an NBA team, yeah.
Let's not go all sports.
The Jets are making you look fucking fire right now.
Nah, Jets are still not as bad as the Mariners.
How long was the Mariners drought?
20.
Oh, yeah, and then they broke it, right?
20 years.
Yeah.
From 2002 to 2022.
And the Kings was what, 17 or 16?
2004, 2005. No, 2006 was their last
2006
run.
was the
Sorry,
last
2004 was the Timberwolves' last run before they made it back.
Yeah.
In 2008, so that was 14 years. 2006 to 2023, 17 years.
Damn.
That's not 20, though.
Yeah, bro. And the Jets right now are what, 15 years?
14 years, because it was 2011.
Oh, yeah, technically, yeah.
I think it was 2011 the last time they made it. 2010 or
It
2011.
was the 2010 season, but the playoffs was in 2011, yeah.
I hate how football does it,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. Because only the playoffs goes into the next year. At least NBA is like half the season is in
Yeah.
each year. Baseball is just 1 year. Damn, it's like, how do we even call it?
It's
Like
weird.
the Super Bowl is going to happen in 2026, but it's a 25 season.
Yeah.
But they don't call it 25-26 season, though. They just call it 25 season.
Yeah, because it's like only playoffs is the new year.
That's kind of annoying. Other poverty teams, though, I mean, that's the big ones, man. I think the Blazers are going to get to that status very soon.
We got 6.
If the Blazers don't get back to the playoffs in the next 3 years, they're going to fall that status.
If I'm a GM, I'm gonna be calling. Like I would call the Bulls, the Pelicans, the Nets to make moves.
Pelicans, absolutely.
Pelicans and Bulls would be at
Trade up 10 spots to give up unprotected first.
Pelicans, Bulls, and Kings would be at the top of my list.
Kings don't make terrible moves, bro, in trades. Come on. Like, we're not going to be put in the same tier as the Pelicans, who, again, like I just said, moved up 10 spots and lost an unprotected first the very next year.
I don't know. Giving that
We don't do that
giving
shit.
that money to fucking Dennis Schroeder.
I'd much rather do that than what they did in the draft. Or do that twice.
Then what? Who did? Oh, then what the Pelicans did in the draft?
Yeah, going up from 23 to 13.
Oh
and
no, yeah. If
scoring
we was to
over.
rank them, those 3, the Kings would be last.
Respect Sacramento, nigga.
But it's still bad. It's still fucking bad.
Any other teams in the East that did anything significant? I mean, I think that's basically it. I mean, the Raptors re-signed Jacob Pertl. Cam Whitmore was interesting.
Oh, yes.
He's a whiz.
That was the big one.
Let's see what the PT
Oh no,
looks
that
like,
was
though.
yesterday. And they did right by him. They said
they
they
get-
could have taken better offers, but they wanted to send him somewhere where he could thrive and develop. So they
I hope that's true here.
Huh?
I hope that's true here. I know it's mostly vets, but there is a lot of guys like blocking the way.
yes, and I think he's actually from Baltimore.
I couldn't tell you.
I think he is.
I don't know where these dudes be from, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think Cam Whitmore is from Baltimore. So
Derek Queen is from Baltimore, but I don't know
Yeah,
about him.
yeah, he is. So we'll see. Hopefully he gets opportunity because he's a guy that the both of us have been high on.
This is draft.
He's from Odenton, Maryland. Okay.
Baltimore. I don't know how close that is to Baltimore, to be honest with you.
And he went to high school in Severn, Maryland.
I'm gonna check right now. Odenton, Maryland. Let's see if he could just jack Baltimore.
Or just by proximity.
Let's see this shit, bro. Is bro from Baltimore? He's a suburb outside of Baltimore. I don't know if I want to give him that. That's actually a decent amount away, bro. No, I'm not giving him that.
Oh, so he's
He's in the middle of DC and Baltimore.
so he's in a DMV area.
He's big DMV, obviously, but I don't know if he could really say Baltimore or DC.
Well, you fake home.
Do your thing, man.
Yeah.
I want you to succeed so badly, man. Like, out of anybody from that draft. Sounds so crazy, but again, me and Justin was so hot. We was glazing you, my nigga. So go do your thing right now, man.
And when he plays, it's fucking electric.
Absolutely. He's a great watch. I'm just going through all these teams, Justin, to make sure we didn't forget anybody significant. I think we went through everybody that's pretty fucking significant. Brooklyn, like nothing.
I don't think Brooklyn did anything else.
Brooklyn didn't do anything. You know, Boston didn't do anything since we talked about them. That's basically it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm looking through Shams right now.
Shout out to Shams, man.
Pacers got Jay Huff. Good pickup.
Good for y'all. Like, I'm not even gonna like go super in depth with that. Give me the good shit.
Grizzlies got Jacques Landau.
Wow. Yeah, let's spend 30 minutes on that.
Yeah.
Analyzing that move. Dak Caperto return. I think I already said that though.
Yeah, you said that. Jared Dudley is gonna be an assistant for the Nuggets. I mean, yeah. Oh, Frank Vogel will be joining the Mavericks as an assistant. Nice pickup. So
When are you gonna throw CJ McCollum in a dungeon?
you're basically bringing back the 2020 Lakers with Jason Kidd and Vogel.
Throw CJ McCollum in a dungeon.
Dante Exum's going back to the Mavericks. Yeah,
Shams needs to leave the bullshit reports to like a smaller reporter, man.
Yeah.
Cook the big fish, man.
Yeah. Trey Mann going
Bro's
back to the Hornets.
really posting Ryan Rollins news.
Yeah, and then he posted it like it was a breaking.
Like that was a big ass Shams report.
Josh Minot went to the Celtics. Yeah, that's like all the big moves. We covered all the big ones, Pauls.
That's the only thing that I have left right here is something that makes me a little bit sad. CP3 doesn't have a job yet.
And he did say with Jamel Hill, this is gonna be his last year.
Yeah.
He wants to stay on the West Coast. Where do you think he goes? The Clippers?
I don't know, man.
Clippers, Lakers.
Go back to the Rockets.
That would be
Won a
fine.
ring with the Rockets before Harden. That would make Harden so pissed.
He would be pissed off.
Call the Rockets, brother.
He would be pissed off.
Don't call the Lakers, please.
Yeah, don't go to Lakers.
This is another Hall of Famer that's going to be added to play next to LeBron
Yeah.
at the fresh age of 40, 41. Go to the Rockets, bro. I promise you that's the move for your career.
The Rockets will be fire.
If you want the best chance to win your championship and stay in the West, go to the Rockets.
Mavericks would have been fire before D'Lo.
But I'll also take you with open arms as well. But you don't want to come to the East Coast.
Oh yeah, I would have took him on the Knicks too.
We should have been here 15 years
He would
ago.
have been
though.
like J Kidd when J Kidd came his last year.
Sorry, not 15 years ago. 14 years ago, you should have been here, man. But it's okay. I forgive. I'll also take you. Teach Deuce, bro. Teach Tyler Kolek some shit.
Yeah.
And be on your way out. Teach them the same shit you taught Shea. Let's see if we get another if we get our own Shea. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss CP3, man.
Yeah.
The near longevity of Braun, but not with the peaks that Braun had, but still he was still an impressive player until like he went to the Warriors.
Yeah.
So his own longevity, if it wasn't for Braun, it would be admired immensely. It's just that Braun's was happening at the same time, unfortunately. So one of the most underappreciated players and one of the most overhated players. So I still got love for you, Chris. And I hope you make the correct decision with your free agency. And I hope it leads you to the promised land, truly. Because if it's not going to be us, I hope it's you. Like, it's that ring, bro. For real, for real. Justin, anything else you want to talk about extra that we may have not covered?
Nah,
Went through the whole entire league.
Nah, that's about it.
Man. I hate that we had to end on some sad news. Truly and honestly. Do you have any shout outs?
Shout out 4th of July. It was a lit weekend. It was fun. It's a movie.
No comment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment on it. That was your barbecue. I'm already in hot water. I'm not going to comment. Any comments about that regarding me is going to have to come from Justin, but I got no comment. I'll just say it was a good time, though.
Yeah, good time, good food,
Good jokes.
good jokes. Nah, yeah, a lot of crazy jokes, yo. But it was fun, though. It was fun. This guy. This guy.
Come say hello. Now. You already peeked. Come on. We're ending it. Come on. Justin, tell her.
Please.
Please?
Please.
Please?
All right.
You have to say hi or so we're not going to stop. Hi. No, like, come on. No. Justin, tell her to get that fucking camera.
Please.
Come on, my nigga. Come on.
Nah, yeah, we're about to wrap.
I don't know if she's staying quiet if she really left the room.
I think she did leave.
Pff, whack.
Yeah, we could wrap.
As Justin's wife now wanting to say hi. She's still there. Come on, come over here. Say hi on camera and we'll leave.
Nah, yeah, we're done.
Come on. No, we're not.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
we still on camera.
Nah.
Say hi.
We just wanted to say hi, and that's
it. We'll leave.
And that's it.
Come on.
Are you gonna edit it out?
No.
Nah.
No, then I'm not doing that.
What if I apologize for what I did?
No. You already apologized.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
On the phone, yes, you did.
I didn't say sorry for that.
No, you just did.
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm tired.
Fine, Justin. Since she wants to be boring, I'm not going to shout her out. Can the thumbnail be the picture that we took at the barbecue?
Nah.
Please. Yo, please, bro.
Nah.
Please.
Nah, fuck that.
Okay. That's going to be my new contact picture for Justin.
What?
The picture of me, Justin, Dequan, Josh, Dave, and Colin took together at the barbecue.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't say it. She did.
Shit, yo.
We'll be dropping those shirts soon officially. But Justin, please walk us out of here. Because we're getting rushed.
If you guys
Because someone doesn't want to say hi.
Yeah.
For your birthday, I'm gonna get you.
That's crazy. If you guys are listening,
Me or him?
You.
that's crazy.
I don't like J-Mac.
If you guys are listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please like. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram at the J&J Podcast 1. Follow us on TikTok at the J&J Podcast. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Shout out Brickzilla. Peace.
That's crazy.